Hello and welcome to MMS Formula 1 Season 2. Not the Japanese Grand Prix, but the Malaysian Grand Prix here at the Sepang International Circuit. Who would have thought? We're here back in Malaysia. And oh boy, yeah, we're back here. A race that is always coveted in some sort of controversy. Malaysia obviously known for being the race where Tamer de Jong was always fired from a certain team wherever he went, be it, you know, Mercedes, be it Ferrari. He was always fired at Malaysia. But this race is always coveted in history because it always was done at the end of the season rather than the start of it, because we just felt like it. And honestly, I believe it fits a bit better to the theme of the championship for Malaysia to be at the end of the season. But enough of my senseless gobbling. We are here and the championship is still on. It's just 14 points separating Matthew Falcon and Tamer de Jong. Sorry, what? No, Johannes Van Leer. I'm too used to the owner. Nonetheless, Van Leer is race banned from today's race, so pretty much it's all to lose for Matthew Falcon, right? We obviously see two driver changes, those being Rodney Rackus replacing Van Leer and James Morris Pearson, a very new rookie driver found from the outskirts of Milwaukee, and Pearson Dynamics. He was just thrown into the Cecilia car for the heck of it. Obviously, he's replacing the triple race band Sam Nude. For that done, let's go down to the grid, and, well, talking about Falcon losing everything, yeah, the irony is very strong. So, on pole position, Rodney Rackus, he's back, and that's always good to see. I honestly love the finish, man, how can you not? And yeah, another great outing from him for the Benetton team. Obviously, he started once this race, replacing Matthew Falcon for the Estonian Grand Prix. Then we have Tobias Blumschein, who joins him on the first row of the grid, followed by David Granville, Igor Witt, Céline Lucien, then we have Jack Agnes, Harry Herhold, Simone Ghilardini, Giuseppe Radiantor, Michael Valiak, Nick Tanda, Matthew Falcon in a distant 12th. Bra moment, right? Rikke Wernersen, Halil Sahin, Turmelen Tunguana, Attila Karmal, Chris Kameripor, Adam Herbut, John Keefe, Joseph Murray, Mateusz Material. Then we have Aaron Curtis, Roberto Moreira, Henrik Saller, Schwell, Michael Mahe, Oli Katzenberg, Giuseppe Stella, Josh Flynn, Ben Zwaldinger, Przemysław Bezwzględny, Mark Tander, Marco Sagoirre, Julian Szabo-Miller, James Morris Pearson, Edgar Etheling, Tim Anderson, James Faulkner, and Henry J. Brown, who rounds off the grid. I have to say, Pearson did a good job on his qualifying debut at qualifying his teammate. Mind you, the qualifying session was in treacherous wet conditions, so you also have to give kudos for that. I think joining me in the commentary box is Max, so hello.
Greetings, and what a race this is probably going to be. Malaysia has always been a very chaotic race, so let's go down to the race. I think it should be starting now.
Yep, here we go, where everything is ready. I hope you can see my screen. Here we go, we're on the track on board with Rodney Rackus as the cars are slowly starting to rev up as the lights start to come on. 20 red lights! And we're green for the Malaysian Grand Prix. It's a decent stuff from Rackus. Granville also gets a decent getaway, but it's not good enough. Blumschein might try to make a dive into turn 1, as we can also see. I think that's Harry Herhold. No, sorry, that's Igor Witt. In the leisure trying to make moves. A lot of collisions. There's the two Minardis continuing the battle from the race of in Suzuka. Free wide now into turn 2. A lot of sliding him out. Lucien goes into Blumschein. Blumschein goes through. And it's currently still Rodney Rackus in the lead. Igor Witt now side by side of Harry Herhold. And that is one of the Minardi cars. That was, I believe, Simone Ghilardini going to the inside of him. We can also see Lucien being overtaken by Jack Agnes here, side by side between the Ferrari and the Minardi driver. Agnes does it rounding outside. Beautiful overtake. Despite the rain. Okay, that is done. No spins, no collisions, I believe. So that is always good, but see Ghilardini making a move. Falcon carrying on. Falcon already up into 7th. Trying to go to the outside of Ghilardini, won't do it. Maybe trying to do a bit of a mugging of him. No. Hell now goes to the inside of Ghilardini, gets a bit of a loss of attraction and doesn't get the move. He got to Falcon though, so that's always good. Ghilardini goes a bit off circuit, same with Falcon. He's followed by Witt. Waldinger drops to a few last positions. I think there's been a pile-up. No, there hasn't been, but two drivers just suddenly lost space, mainly Waldinger. And that is Tobias Blumschein coming into the pit lane on this lap. He doesn't seem to be having any mechanical failure. What?
Very, very strange decision for Williams team to pit on the first step, but let me just say, what a start the Minardi cars had. We have already gone up a bunch of positions. We have got a yellow flag, probably from entering the pits.
Oh no, that's Michael Valek out of front wing.
Oh, what has happened there? Oh, looks like he lost it into one of the corners. Let's see. Oh, that happened a long time ago, actually. Let's see, was it in first corner?
Oh, he just aquaplaned, yep, into the back of Agnes. He couldn't see anything, so... yeah.
Yep, and that's a massive amount of time going to be lost for him, but also for Blumschein, who... What a strange decision from the wing. Oh, that is Tanda without a front wing. With an entire front nose assembly actually not missing.
Oh, that's a strange accident, so we can see, I think that's Michael Maher getting tangled with Bezglen, and then Tanda just kind of... I don't think he notices the accident. Oh no, so Henry G. Brown sees something of a yellow flag in front of him. He loses the car. I mean, it is a 40. And then Tanda just drives into him.
That was quite close actually for Bezglen, because Tanda could have taken him out and spun him back onto the track. Let's see what happened here.
Oh, that's on Michael Maher.
That... Oh, looks like Michael Maher actually went onto the rear wheels with his front wheels. Could we see a POV of Michael Maher, please? That was...
Yeah, he just clipped him.
I think that's well on Michael Maher. He hasn't had a good start. He's already down to third here.
Oh my god.
Oh, what was that?
Jack Agnes with the dive of the century. Oh no, Lucien went wide. Okay, yeah, that's more on Lucien than anything. But, it's still a rather calm start to the race. I didn't suspect, I suspected more carnage from the wet weather, as Tanda now nearly squeezed onto the gravel by Ntunguana. The Botswanian rookie making up places as now he's side by side of Randianta, squeezes his way through. Beautiful moves again, as I'm really surprised he does not have a seat for next season. As Falcon is now under pressure from Witt, he's not really gaining time to Ghilardini, who's on the back of Lucien. Then we have her hold for by Agnes, Racus and Granville. I don't know what else to say really. A very cool start of the race. Herbert, and honestly, that's a very good start for him. He's in the points for the Fundamental team. Tanda is coming in this lap.
Oh, that might be that Turner has a failure or something.
No, he doesn't have a failure. This is a scheduled stop. What is going on?
Have these strategists just taken some kind of... Well, I cannot say exactly what they might have taken, but...
As Ntunguana is now on the back of Matthew Falcon. Matthew Falcon is losing time despite being in a Benetton, and to make matters worse, I think the rain might be intercepting some of the communication between the teams and drivers. Because as we have news from the paddock why Blumschein came on lap 1, the button that basically is pit confirm from the team, right? Yeah, that got stuck. And it could not have been cancelled, so this was a legit thought, Blumschein thought it's a legit stop, but to his surprise, no, it was not. As now we can see Racus and Granville battling for P1. On the radio, Mark Tanda confirming that he couldn't see anything in front of him. Yeah, the rain is treacherous in Malaysia. Expecting nothing less from this kind of a race. As here we go, Matthew Falcon executes an overtake on Igor Witt. Yeah, barges his way through as you would with Igor Witt, but yeah, just makes a move. Not really surprised. The man has won the past 5 races, so...
Falcon looking to maybe make it his 6th in a row now. But it doesn't look too like him yet, because he is about 1.5 seconds behind Gilardini. Gilardini seems to be actually... Never mind, Gilardini seems to not be catching up to Lucien, and Falcon is making up massive amounts of time.
Yep. Speaking of Falcon and the Benetton team, we've had some interesting clashes between Van Laer and the whole team of Benetton, as the young Van Laer was spotted, you know, absolutely ignoring Benetton clothing, not really even being in the team garage, just absolutely not being with the team despite being, you know, still an active driver for them. It was a very bizarre situation, to say the least.
Oh,
and,
that Harold just went off the track there.
Oh, did he?
Yep, he went off the track there, and I thought he might have spun there. Let's see, yeah. He most definitely spun, I believe.
Half spin. Oh, yep. Yeah, he completely, yeah. And that caused Lucien and Gilardini to bunch up, and now Lucien is side by side of Gilardini. And we have a confirmation, I believe. Is that confirmed?
Yep, that is a 5-second penalty for Schwalm-Eichelmacher for causing an incident involving Gletten.
Yep, as Lucien defends from the attack of Gilardini. Gilardini now goes a bit wide. And Falcon did not use that to his advantage. Now Gilardini in a slipstream of Celine Lucien might actually get the move done over here. Let's see, that's a wild dive from Zimona. The man who was on pole last race. He pushes Lucien a bit wide, and that's a position for Gilardini. Falcon is in the pit lane. And Bonding as well, but those are scheduled stops, I believe. Yeah, those are scheduled stops.
This is beyond me. Like, these people pitting so early into this race, it's just so strange, in my opinion.
Maybe it's because of the rain, I don't know, but here we go. Also an overtake for the lead from Rodney Rackus on David Granville. Just sends it into turn 1. Pushes Granville into a mistake, and well, he's now bolting away. Lucien so far only losing ground, saying that she is getting some radio interference. Waldinger is out of the race due to a gearbox failure. Unlucky. Michael Maher, meanwhile, the penalised man now behind Marcus Aguirre. Mrs. Glennie behind him. Mrs. Glennie might want to take some revenge on the man who spun him out. Hopefully not. As here we go, this is a move from Michael Maher. Pearson and Anderson, the battle. Pearson goes a bit off the circuit. Pearson slides. Anderson goes nearly off the road. Pearson is coming in this lap.
And also from the Scuderia Sicilia team, also very strange strategic choices. From what I know, these cars should be able to run up to lap 7 or lap 8, and they're coming in this early.
Yeah, it's well, certainly it's making the race spicy, but I don't know if it's the right way to do things. Now we're on board Matthew Falcon, just flying past Simone Gilardini. Easy overtake, albeit he half-spins a bit, he half-spins some more, but he gets the move on, and Falcon really wants to solidify the title this race, but I don't think it's going to be that easy for him, especially since he has, what, 14 laps ahead of him? And if last season there's anything to go by, even if you're within the margin of winning the title, you can always run out of fuel, so...
Right, we are with Sahin now. He is challenging for 9th place with Giuseppe Radianto right in front of him, with Simtek and for Sauber. Great cars right here, but they seem to be struggling a little bit in the rain. But at the same time, they're in the top 10. So, oh, and now we are with Antonwana. He's also trying to hunt down Sahin. Very, very close here into the Yappen. He doesn't quite get within range of an overtaking move, and Sahin stays in front.
Yep, then we have Vit followed by Lucien. Lucien a bit closer to Gilardini than before. Falcon now, next target is Harry Herholt, who has finished 4th 5 times in a row. That's another fun fact for you. Yeah, speaking of Simtek, they are getting a completely new title sponsor because MasterCard Wasn't really happy with how the deal looked between the team and MasterCard. They're leaving, and they are leaving
And that's
completely. Yeah, and
Sahin trying a move around the outside, but
Stella is out.
Giuseppe Stella out of the race. What happened there?
I do not know. We shall not. Oh, I think that's a brake
Oh.
failure. Or maybe the whole car just got too wet.
Well, that would be strange to say something like that, since Formula 1
Oh no,
was
it's an
out, but-
engine failure. The Alpine engine just blew. You can see
Yep.
the blue smoke.
What a shame for the... Is that the footwork?
Yep. Oh, here we go. Actual pit window open, as you said, 6-7 laps. Rakus is coming in, Agnes is coming in, Herhold is coming in. Ghilardini is coming in. Lucien now might actually get a chance to overtake the Mad Italian. As getting back on the topic of Simtek, MasterCard is completely leaving the sport, and this allowed Cadbury, the chocolate maker from England, to take the role of a title sponsor. Which is honestly weird to say the least, but hey, from what I've seen, the car looks actually good, so...
To say that Cadbury chocolate is one of the companies that I would least expect to sponsor a F1 team, and let alone even enter F1.
Yeah.
It's something that would
I mean, listen,
not even cross my mind.
there are rumors that WhatsApp, the messenger app, might be the title sponsor of Fond Metal.
Well, whatever has happened in the last few years, it seems that a lot of companies are having a massive interest in Formula 1 and its sponsorship values. It's quite a strange thing to... Let's see, Schabula. First
Gets a
stop.
nice stop.
Yep.
So here we go, Rodney Rakus into the pits. The true race now begins, and the question is, will Bloomshine benefit from this? Oh my god, Rakus locks up. Rakus is completely off.
Let's see, that is scrambled through now. And
Agnes
Agnes also locks up.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of standing water as every single car is going off.
Oh, this might have
Ghilardini
great
doesn't go
consequences.
off, Vit also doesn't go off, holds the car. Intanguana on the edge.
Oh dear, keep it together, guys.
Oh, what is Herbert doing? No, what was that?
was-
Come on, that was...
That was...
So he's making the room for Keith only to nearly cut him off and push him off the track. That's ridiculous.
That might be looked at by the stewards, because that was just plain dangerous, especially in conditions like this.
Lucien not coming in. Lucien is doing the long run here.
Yep, it's... well, last race we saw with Michael Macher trying to go off a long run, just trying to have only one pit stop. It didn't quite work for them. Maybe Lucien and the Ferrari team are going to try a similar strategy here.
Maybe, who knows, as there is Michael Maher, oddly, oh god.
Oh, what is...
He's phasing in and out of existence. That's a blown engine. The Audi engine is gone. The Audi engine explodes. Oh. Right.
So, that's Michael Macher now also out of the race, the flat retirement.
I'm sorry. It's just the radio message. Michael Maher screaming in agony. Oh god damn it! I should not laugh. I should not laugh.
It depends on whether that agony is because of the pain, of the emotional pain of not finishing the race, or actual physical pain.
I think it might have been emotional. Let's say it is emotional. Here we go, Granville in now. Also, it's a warning for Adam Herr, but Granville completely locks up as well. He's completely off the track as well.
Off the track, gets it together again nicely, doesn't stall the engine. Here's Matthew Falcon, and he also
a
goes
bit off. Lucien catches up to her, and Lucien will be the race leader. She's not in the yellow zone. There's a yellow flag because of, you know, cars entering the pits and stuff. Lucien is your race leader.
Yep, Lucien right now. has had a relatively quiet season.
Yep, and Lucien is coming in. The Snap Falcon still hasn't served his pit. There is John Keefe, but he's in the yellow zone, so he's on the limit, I should say. Wernerson and Katzenberg are really close together in the pit lane. As here we go, Rodney Raku's Sansaler is out. Yeah, I'm gonna look into that in a second. I just want to see where will Rakus rejoin. Rakus rejoins right behind David Granville. So these two will be in for a battle very soon. What happened to Sansaler? Oh. Well, that's just unfortunate.
Looks like a failure.
No, that's Sansaler. Stop it. Stop being mean. Yeah, that's just an engine failure. Keith is not coming in. I think Simtech has done a miscalculation. Same with material. Oh no, not material, come on. Oh wait, oh my god, look at this. Raku's with the overspeed. Look, coming into turn 5 now.
And we're side by side, and that's Raku's through. Raku's
they touched. They
Granville
touched.
has a half spin, and they had a minor touch, but I don't think that would be worth any stewarding conduct. Let's see. Yeah, the massive forward speed from Raku's there, and yeah, they touch lightly, and that puts Granville into a half spin, but he keeps it together. Maybe it will be looked at by the stewards. I don't see a reason it would be. But
wait, Faulkner, this is for position.
Faulkner is not pitting, and he is low on fuel. Have the strategists mucked it up?
I think that strategists are drunk. Tanda, who described the conditions as effing wet. Yeah, I can imagine. Tanda now flies past Vesgana. Vesgana, I think, has some issues as he's very slow on the straights.
Yep.
Oh,
maybe
he kisses the rear of Josh Flynn. As there we go, that's Pearson in.
Also,
oh,
that's Lucien.
Lucien just had a half spin and Keith is carrying on. Oh, Lucien with more half spinning, a lot of standing water. You see, there is no dry line forming on the circuit. You know it's very wet if that's happening.
Indeed, and now that Keith is not pitting, is he possibly going to run out of fuel?
He's not coming in!
This is... No. No, if he cannot possibly do this. He's going to run out of fuel here, and advanced material out.
Yeah, material's out of fuel, but apparently the team called him in, but it did not show up on his car. They said, you did not pit, dumbass, so this is the fault of the car. Faulkner is out as well, but this is malfunctioning technology right here.
Let's see now, we are with...
Kalmar.
Yep, with
to
Kalmar.
the outside.
He's outside, and
you have to appreciate the attempt.
You have to appreciate the attempt, but at the same time, trying to move around the outside into the grass is not something that I would say...
Oh no, Lucien lost out a lot of time. Look at that, 11th.
Yep.
There's it.
Oh, we've got a yellow flag.
Oh!
Oh!
So that's why she dropped so many positions. She would have been in 6th, but well...
Well, 3 wide, and there's Lucien. I don't think we can blame this.
Oh, that's why there's a yellow flag. That's Keith out of the race. He ran out of fuel.
I don't think we can blame this on anyone. Lucien comes out of the pit, doesn't really have anywhere to go. Eholt and Serena also side by side.
Yeah, nobody is looking where anyone is going.
Yep, they didn't leave any space for each other, and in the end it's Lucien and Eholt that have come off the worst.
Yeah, which are the main culprits of the accident. Hold on, let me zoom this one out for you.
Sahin, the innocent bystander on the outside, trying to overtake Eholt, or...
So obviously Lucien is coming out of the pits, and she would have been visible this whole time.
Absolutely, but at the same time, Lucien could have...
Yeah, she could have let the cars through, but you know, hot-headed minds. That she would have made the corner, but then she starts sliding. Eholt completely does not perceive Lucien.
I believe that Eholt may not have expected Lucien to start sliding, because otherwise they probably could have kept it together.
Hold on, to get a driver's eye view.
Let's see.
Well, no, fully ahead. I honestly don't know what to think.
Well, that's that. So, John Keefe also out of a race, he ran out of fuel.
Radiator now caught up by Vit due to the little hair-hold train we're having. Sahin followed by, well, then we have Agnes. There's, oh no, Bloomshine is low on fuel.
Bloomshine already low on fuel. What
is this race?
This can only spell disaster, in my opinion. But Svetny also out of the race.
I'm gonna check that in a second. Alright, let's start going that. Is that? Okay, no, I thought that was standard for the front wing. I wouldn't be surprised if that was the case. Oh, it is just a gearbox failure. Alright, we're good on that then. Bloomshine and Granville now battling for position. Bloomshine is going to the outside of his teammate. He's gonna try it. He's gonna try and hold it. Maybe a switchback now. Not enough time, not enough space, not enough speed. He's on the back of Granville now, but he's low on fuel.
This cannot be. Oh, Bloomshine is going to pit for slap, but is he going to even reach the pit line? He's already low on fuel.
Yeah. Oh yeah, because he's on a different strategy. Mind you, he pitted on lap 1.
Generally speaking, when your car gets the low fuel light, you have about 1.5 laps to still spare, and I think for Bloomshine it already started blinking on the start of the last lap, so I don't think he's gonna finish this race here. He's not even going to come to the pits.
Yeah, and here we go, Vit and Randy Anton outside by side. Lucien tries to join the battle, gets a bit of a half spin, goes a bit wide again, and now Tremere and Tungwan is gonna try and get that French woman behind him. As this is a very nice battle for P7. Bloomshine is out of the race. So the lap 1 strategy didn't work. Why did they even do it?
I honestly do not understand. I don't think that the other ones also understand, but just
I don't think anyone understands this race, and I honestly would understand if you don't understand. This is a perfectly normal condition at this
yellow
stage.
flag.
It is because of you know, the man being out. Tanda now to D instead of Ghilandini. Tanda is low on fuel as well.
Okay, so we've got a situation now that a bunch of people are running low on fuel and are not pitting. This could spell disaster. Do you remember last season, Estonia?
Yeah, but but Estonia will. I just don't. It's weird because in the AIW, the fuel rate is the same as Bahrain's, which is the one we use for nearly every single circuit, so I don't understand where the issue is stemming from. Maybe it's the rain, maybe it's just the AI having brain damage.
Perhaps it is because the track length, because the lap time is a lot longer than in Bahrain.
Maybe. Well, no. It's actually, well, the AIW is not the same as Bahrain. It's actually a bit more in the fuel, right? So it was like 200 more to compensate for the lap length.
Strange.
So yeah, we already showed it.
So now we're with Frediento. He's trying to defend from Lucien and Entungwana, both of them hot on his heels. Entungwana here now.
Tanda is gonna run out of fuel.
Yep, Tanda's going to run out of fuel. We can already write him off our list of potential finishers.
I think my neighbor just fell down. Scores. That was a loud thud. Did you just hear a thud?
Very faintly.
Yeah, I think that was my neighbor. Or something in their house. Anyway, Entungwana now on the back of Lucien into the hairpin. No.
Not happening. That hairpin in general is not a good place to overtake, even though it is a hairpin. It's got a strange characteristic to it. And Pearson again into the pits for the third time now this race.
Tanda is out, as one would imagine. Pearson is on a really, I don't understand strategy, to put it nicely. Raku's Granville, then we have Falcon. Falcon is probably going to seal the title today.
Yep, he's in third right now.
Well, cruising. That would equal to 27 points, which is the title. God dang it.
So Falcon now Just wheel on the grass. Wheel on the grass.
That's one way to lap a car.
Going straight past him. AJ Brown still, even though he has, he's pretty much on the next lap, he's still behind Nick Tanda, ironically. I've got a yellow flag there for a moment. Would it be that in the first corner something?
No, I think that was one of the lapped cars going a bit wide. I think it was Morris. Oh yeah, Morris is really slow, as he's now lapped by Witt.
Well, it's his first race. You can't really expect much more from a person like that.
Yeah, I mean the man was thrown in the car last second.
Yep. Now we are with Witt. He's trying to get past AJ Brown now to lap him. He's going to have a good finishing position of 6th if he can keep it here.
Also from the world of radio messages, I think we need to call our good old friend Marcus Caio, because Mark Tander is on the run again. He's broke loose. He's not happy about running out of fuel. I
believe you mean Nick Tender.
Yes, what did I say?
You said Mark Tender.
Oh, well, sorry. Valyak out of the gearbox failure. Rest in peace. But yeah, Raku's so far dominant race, which I think is a common theme. Kalma is out of the race as well. Okay, what is going on?
At this point, I don't know, a 40 might actually get some points here, because this is just... Everyone is not finishing.
Welcome to the jungle. We have rain.
We've got rain, we've got diseases in the form of car retirements. And we've got snow! Oh my god, that was...
Radiant are not messing about with lapped cars, I can tell you that.
I think that might be a penalty for Radianto, because that was... Well, to say that was strong-arming it would be an understatement. He
had no space. He has no space, he just goes for it.
He has no space, he punts into him. Pearson just into there.
Okay, you have to say though, that is a nice Moses. Oh, sorry, wrong button. That is a nice Moses.
Well, I wouldn't call it nice per se, but...
Yeah, it's dirty, but, you know, a Moses is a Moses. On board now we have Entunguana on the back of Lucien. Lucien, who's lost a lot. Entunguana is coming in this lap. There was an attempt to overtake. Radianta coming in. Agnes coming in. Ragu's coming in. Henry J. Brown is in the pit lane for the 3rd time this race.
Yep, for a 3rd time, similar to Pearson. Very strange strategies from the 2 back markers. You can't call them back markers, I believe. Henry J. Brown's still behind Karma and Valyak. Oh, Valyak is also out of the race.
Yeah, that was a gearbox failure. It was shown, it was in the midst of chaos, so...
So now we are with Falcon, Granville, both of them quite far away from each other, but they're going to relatively calmly get a 2-3 position. Rako's still dominating this race, and now we are with...
Gilardini trying to lap Pearson. Wernerson ahead. Wernerson is 4th position, Pearson is, well, obviously not. Moreira chasing down her, with Curtis in the points for Lotus. That is actually an astonishing achievement. Pearson, and then we have Brown. Maybe Pearson and Brown are chasing down the crown of being the most lapped car. Raku's in. As Celine Lucien shows a bit of a unfriendly nature, laughing from Tanda's retirement. As we have a message from Radko Betes himself, who's with Team Lotus, to Aaron Curtis. You're doing great. Keep your head down. You're on for a high points finish. Obviously, Radko Betes and Aaron Curtis were teammates this season up until Radko Betes' horrific crash. So very nice stuff to see him back in the paddock and see him speak to the team. As Lucien now in 5th, trying to catch up to Rakus. Rakus gets a very poor run. Lucien overtakes Rakus. This is 4th position. Lucien might be doing a one-stop race here. And if it was to stay like this, Lucien would be in the lead of the race. Sahin, Falcon and Granville are all pitting.
Perhaps Lucien will pit very late into the race, but I don't see that happening. Lucien might actually win this race, which would be...
You spoke about 40 scoring points. Well, currently Anderson is in 13th for Sicilia. Not the 40, but...
Anderson...
nearly there.
I have to say Anderson is having an incredible race right now. 13th. Just 13th.
Yeah, and he was out-qualified by his teammate as well, Pearson.
Well,
so,
yeah, his teammate, well, in 25th, not really good for them. Charles Miller now in the pits as well.
Yep, completely. Still have Pearson and Brown kilometers away from each other.
Oh, and that's Falcon! That's Falcon off the track. He spun it around, but he's going to get into the pits now properly. Granville also into the pits, and here's Sahin coming, and he also spins out.
A lot of standing water. But Lucien will take the lead of the race. So the question is, for how long? As Rakos is right on her back. Oh, Rakos with a large mistake here. Lucien might get some breathing room here. So here we go. 4 laps to go. And Lucien is coming in this lap. That's one way to kill it. I mean, no. Lucien can now bunch up Rakos and Granville into each other, so this is still good.
Yeah, well, it lasted, but not for long. The dream of having a Ferrari win a race shattered once again by pit strategy. Now we are with Jack Agnes. He's being followed by Igor Witt, both of them going for a very nice points finish in the Menardi and the Ligier respectively.
Yep, then we have Vintunguana and Radianta battling for position. Radianta, known for his aggression, sends it to the inside, does not play around. Easy move. Albeit Vintunguana probably will not give that position up so easily, and I can imagine him catching up to Radianta in no time. They have Katzenberg followed by Moreira, his teammate, the two Damskas battling for position. As Lucien is actually holding off Rakos really well. Rakos has 1.2 seconds of a gap, 1.3 now. So Lucien is doing a very good job. Rakos is losing time. Obviously Lucien will drop down to around P7, P8, but it's still a decent drive, still better than Mick Tander. What? Nick Tander. There you go.
May I just say, Granville was only 2 seconds behind this battle, and then he lost over a second now, so there might be a problem for Granville.
Yeah, oh, Lucien...
That's not a good way to enter the pits, yeah. And that's Rakos through, and Van is also pitting now. That would mean that Rakos and Granville now 1-2. Granville relatively far behind now, though, and that's... I thought... That was a piece flying off of Pearson's car, but I think it was a cone.
It was a traffic cone.
Yep.
Vintunguana running to stay close, then we have Herhold, Gennady, Herbert. And currently Moreira is the one who rounds off the points paying positions, so Curtis did not really gain much on his strategy, sadly.
And, Pearson is out of the race.
I think that was a gearbox failure. Yeah, stuck in 4th. Or maybe the team called him in to reevaluate their choices.
Well, he did have a free-stop strategy. It may have been partly on the strategy of the team that he was doing so awfully. He was quite high up in the first few laps, and then dropped like a rock.
Oh, Wernerson and Lucien, sorry, that's Vintunguana and Lucien. Wernerson is right here in front of the Gennady. Gennady goes a bit wide. Radianta catches back up. Radianta rather close. Wernerson goes onto the wet part of the circuit. Gennady just flies past the Danish driver. Jeez. That was a chilling moment. Great overtake. Lucien and Tunguana and Herhold now in a bit of a train, but Herhold is coming in this snap. It's 3 to go, so Herhold most likely won't even score points this race. He's still catching up to Ntunguana, never mind. Ntunguana trying to make some gains in Lucien, but the car is not stable. Yeah, really calm race. It's weird that the wet races we've had this season have not been the thrillers we would expect.
Yeah, but it seems that these cars handle rain rather poorly, and even the racing in the rain seems to be handled rather poorly by these cars. It's an enigma, I think, because normally rain races would be way more exciting.
Yep. There we go. Vitt now onto Jack Agnes. Vitt is having a very good race today. Maybe a nice break for him.
Yep. And Nivan Lucian is also only about 10 seconds behind, but now we're going to be... Well, not going to be entering the last lap, apologies. We are on the penultimate lap, but that's with down the inside of Agnes.
It's not
Agnes
gonna work
keeps it outside and...
yeah, no, it actually worked.
Agnes gets through. He is through into 5th position. But Agnes is probably not going to try and keep that position in Witt's hands. He's probably going to try and re-overtake him on the last lap, or even on this lap still. We are with Radiantor. What has happened to Radiantor?
He lost his wing.
Front wing gone.
Oh dear.
Oh, it happened. Oh, what was that?
So Lucian was leaving the pit lane. She spins again, and Radianta just drives into the rear of Lucian.
And Antoine also, and I don't think that's excusable for Radianta. He just... There was so much room around the outside, and Radianta just goes straight in there. It's...
Well, this will promote Adam Herbert into 11th position. Another surprisingly good position for Adam Herbert out of nowhere, seemingly.
Yep, that would be the... Which car is that?
That's the Fond Metal.
The Fond Metal, yep.
And this will promote Aaron Curtis into the points.
Aaron Curtis back into the points. Was out of the points for a while, but is being hunted down by Joseph Murray, of all people, in the McLaren. Only 3 seconds behind would be Josh Flynn. This might be an exciting end to this water race, though not at the front, but rather in the middle of the field.
Ooh, Radianta gets overtaken by Herbert now. On the outside, Radianta is really struggling now. Katzenberg will want to get past Radianta as soon as possible. Dam's not looking too shabby in the rain.
Yep, he's probably going to try it into the happen here.
As the final lap has been started by Rodney Rackus. Katzenberg tries to move, but Radianta is going for switchback. Radianta, mate, you don't have a wing. Oh, Moreira just puts him back into his place. Right.
Yep, Radianta, very strange attempts at keeping his position. He tried the cutback and just opened the door for Moreira. I think he's not... well, that was not the brightest thing to do.
Yep. Let's say we go Rodney Rackus. He's been dominating this race, but it's not... He does not have the fastest lap. It's Tobias Blumschein who has it. So, well, he stole those points away from Falcon, you could say, but it doesn't matter since Falcon will win the title if the race finishes like this.
Well, it could all still happen. It could happen that Falcon has a mechanical failure or similar, and seeing as the peloton has not been too kind to either Falcon or Van Leer, it might even happen. But he is... Oh, that's Ego Witt out of the race.
That's a brake failure.
Yep. What a...
Value. Oh yeah, that's a big one.
He was in 5th place and just...
This will promote Murray into the points, so... Oh, yep. Here we go, Murray and Curtis now battling for the last points playing position. Well, which will turn into P14. So Curtis, no matter what, he's in the points unless Josh Flynn for Tyrrell catches up to him. Which would be, well, rather...
That may even happen. Josh Flynn only 1.3 seconds behind now. The gap last time was 3 seconds. This might be a massive thing for Josh Flynn.
So here we go, Rodney Rackus out of the final corner. 2nd podium of the season. 1st career win for the Finnish driver as he wins his 2nd outing in this season. And he wins the Malaysian Grand Prix Grand Final 2nd. Falcon does a bit of a half spin. He does not run out of fuel. He will finish in 3rd. And he will become MMS Formula 1 2nd world champion.
What a what an end to the season. Well, not the end, it's a penultimate race, but what an end to the championship of the season.
Yep.
Who would have thought at the start of the season that Matthew Falcon, the person that was, well,
race banned and disqualified.
He was race banned at the start and disqualified at the start of the season, and was downtrodden almost at the last season. But he would come back and win this season. It's... what a story this has been. And Adam Herbert, in 10th place, is going to score points here. I don't have any words. And that's Chris Comedy Pole 13th. Very nice finish for the maker. And that's Curtis up into P14. He has overtaken Joseph Murray. And that is him going to be finishing P14. Let's see the replay of it. The spray cannot see anything. Just uses the back marker in Henry J. Brown to just sail past him on the brakes. Keeps it in there. Joseph Murray tries the cutback, but it doesn't work because of Henry J. Brown. And Curtis is through to finish P14. Great result for the Canadian, I believe, Irishman. Sorry. Murray 15th, Flynn 16th, Anderson 17th. Not a bad result for the Scuderia Sicilia, which was running in the points for a while. Marcos Aguirre in 19th, Charles Müller in 20th, Effeling in 21st, and Rayanto in 22nd now.
I guess he got karma. Then we have Vitt in 23rd. Yep, he's finishing ahead of Tanda and Henry J. Brown. Yikes. Nonetheless, that was a very interesting race. Oh, Jesus.
Oh. That's a strange way to celebrate your championship win.
Just...
bonk.
I mean, listen, if he wants to win the title in a style, I think that's one way to do it.
That is definitely one way to do it, yeah.
Yeah, but there's your race winner, Rodney Rack, who's already leaving the car to celebrate. What a race! What a race! Raku's also with the fastest lap, so Benetton furthering their domination in this race. And the championship as well. So, driver of the day?
Well, I think it should go to Adam Herbert.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean,
getting 10th place in our footwork.
Herbert started this race...
Fundamental, sorry.
In 18th. That's also high for Fundamental.
Yep.
Curtis started 22nd. Katzenberg from 26th to 11th. Yeah, that's about it. And obviously Falcon from 12th to 3rd, but considering the machinery, it's not that big of a feat.
Yep. Well, lots of retirements this race, lots of chances that were simply blown, and the strategy in this race was just beyond me. I mean, it's tough choosing a driver of the day when
I'm gonna give it to Henry J. Brown.
Henry J.
Last 25th. Right. The next race will be the final race of the season to just, firmly end the season, so to speak. It will be the American Grand Prix unless the staff decides against it, because basically, if the championship is sealed and all of the positions are sealed, so there is no way for, let's say the top 5 still, there is still a battle for the podium of the championship in any of the championships. That means the drivers and the constructors championship. Then the championship can be called off with one race to go. But I think that will not happen. At least I hope it will not happen, because Watkins Glen is a good circuit, and last season provided us with a very interesting race. So yeah, be sure to watch that one once that happens. Now, be sure to be safe on the roads and wear your seatbelt. That's it from me. And
goodbye.
Yep, and goodbye.